Today I'm so delighted to be here with you. It is your brother ekfrimpongtheteacher, the teacher. The marriage committee met today on a near divorce case, and a wonderful piece that came out of the woman's mouth is what I have termed the topic for today's discussion. Today on Staying Married, we are going to look at falling out of love. The woman said, I have fallen out of love for my husband. And I asked her, what does she mean by that? She said, I don't love her. I don't love him anymore. And everybody was surprised that how is that possible? You guys have been married for 15 years. You have stayed together, taking care of your children together. You are always in and out, going in and out. You most of the time do a lot of things together. You are a role model to the young married couples in this church. What do you mean by you are falling out of love for your husband? So today I want to explain that to you. I understood her, but it should not lead to divorce. When you have an understanding and you know what is happening around you, it is easier to solve it. When you don't have understanding, you will not be able to understand what is happening, and you may think it is impossible to love again. Falling out of love happens all the time. It is normal for a couple or one partner in a marriage relationship to fall out of love. It is possible. It does happen all the time. But when you have understanding, you will know how to get yourself back in the game. You see, I have told you severally that a man's love is conditional. The good book, the Bible, makes us to understand that a man's love is conditional, and God's love is unconditional. A man's love is conditional means that a man's love depends on certain elements. For me to fall in love with you, my outer taste and my inner taste must match what I'm looking for in you for me to fall in love with you. The same way your inner taste and outer taste must match what you find in me for you to love me. But you see, the inner and outer taste are not constant. They change. So let's say growing up, or when I was deciding a wife, I realized that I wanted a slim lady. Then that is my outer taste. I'm just giving a scenario. Then after getting married to a slim lady as I wanted, she has grown and she's still slim. But as I kept growing and maturing, acquiring knowledge and getting exposed, now I have come and developed a taste for thick woman or a thicker woman. And my wife is still slim. Earlier on, she was my unique outer taste. Now, I have found a different taste for thicker women, and I have grown that taste to the extent that it has made me fall in love with a thicker woman, and I fall out of love for my wife. Listen, it is a bit complex, but when you understand it, you will be able to resolve some of these issues and not escalate it. You see, this is it. For you to fall in love with someone, it's your outer taste and inner taste. The outer taste and inner taste, when you know them perfectly, you know how you loved your partner or wife. Now, this outer taste and inner taste are not always constant. Your outer taste and inner taste is developed from childhood to your adulthood, and this you develop by your exposures, experiences, and society norms, attributes from the family. Everything around you shapes your inner taste and outer taste. So your exposures and the knowledge at the time will define your outer taste. So you may not even be able to exhaust all. I remember a friend telling me a story of meeting a lady with a hairy legs, and he couldn't control himself. It's like, what? It was so beautiful to him that he approached the lady, and he naturally liked the lady. He never knew he had taste for ladies with hairy leg. This guy I'm talking about was already married. Before discovering that in his outer taste, he had taste for hairy legs. When she met the lady, he was all over her because of her hairy legs. These tastes are not constant. Your outer and inner taste will not remain the same. Let's say at an age, let's say if I tell you that by 25, your outer and inner taste are well developed, and then you can choose a partner, and after choosing a partner, you never regret I have lied. That is why most married couples will tell you that within the marriage, sometimes you have regrets. You think you didn't make the right choice. Not that. The truth is that your inner and outer taste will change and will keep growing, changing based on your exposures and experiences and the knowledge you gain. So as they keep changing like that, they may make you fall out of love if you concentrate on new taste, new inner taste and outer taste that your partner can't provide or don't have. So if I develop love for a hairy leg woman, and my wife is not a hairy leg woman, I'll go chasing after a hairy leg woman. But when you get the understanding that your inner taste and outer taste will keep changing and will keep being amended based on your experiences and exposures, then you will not concentrate or pay much attention to new ones that you grow, especially when your partner can't match up. If your partner can't match up, then there's no need growing it. There's no need paying attention to it. There's no need making it become a major part of your taste. So if I married a slim woman, and at first I didn't like a woman with boobs and a lot of backside, and now I'm developing taste for women with backside and boobs, immediately I should see that as a wrong approach or a wrong signal and kill it immediately, because my partner can't give me that. She doesn't have it. I will not concentrate on it, and I will not be paying attention to it, because it's a knowledge I have gained. It's a new insight I have seen. It's a new developing taste in me. I have to quench it immediately. If you learn to do that, you will not fall out of love. If you come to understand that it is your inner and outer taste that define love, that makes you love one person than the other, that may lead you to marry your partner, then you will know that these things are key and you must keep them constant or only add on to taste that your partner can provide or can give or can match up. The understanding of this element is key. Understanding that your inner taste and outer taste will not be constant. It will change based on the knowledge, your exposures and experience. If you have that understanding, the next thing you have to understand is that when you develop these new ones, when new ones start to grow within you, you must check whether your partner can provide. Your partner can match up. If he or she cannot match up, then you must quench that taste. If you do not quench that taste, you will fall out of love for your partner. So that is how come some partners fall out of love. So if you do not quench the new developing taste that your partner cannot match up, you may fall out of love for your partner. Not only that makes people fall out of love, if your partner also changes totally. So you met this guy who was calm, who was not drinking, who didn't love alcohol, was not having a lot of friends, and all of a sudden he's a changed person. He come home drunk, he's always out with friends, he's traveling left, right corner. The elements, or when the pillars in the marriage changes, these are pillars. That is what I taught you earlier on, the beginning pillars. So when there are a lot of changes in the beginning pillars, it may also lead your partner to fall out of love. So you have to be careful. That's why I told you how to amend the pillars in the marriage. As the marriage grows, you were married, you were in a close relationship, you live the same area, you go and come, you see each other every night. All of a sudden, there's a transfer. Now the marriage becomes a distance relationship. One may fall out of love. So when the elements or when the pillars that hold the marriage together at the beginning changes totally, it may lead one to fall out of love. So it is the element or the pillars in the marriage against the things that made us fall in love, the outer and the inner thing, and other factors that could be spiritual, which I don't want to go there. So these three elements can make people fall out of love. How do we fall back in love is very necessary. So when you fall out of love and you identify what is making you fall out of love, it also means that you'll be able to fall back in love with your partner. So although it is normal or it does happen that people fall out of love, it is easier to fall back in love. That is why it must not lead to divorce. That is why when you fall out of love, it shouldn't lead to divorce. You can fall back in. How do you fall back in? If you know the elements that has changed and the things that is not working for you, that make you feel that you are no more interested in your partner, you can then rectify them the best way that suits each other for you to fall back in love. For you to fall back in love, it is the work of both partners. For you to fall out of love, it's only the work of one partner. It is one partner who is seeing the changes of the element. It's one partner who is observing it. It's one partner whose inner and outer taste has changed, and it thinks that he has fallen out of love. But for you to fall back in love, is the work of the both partners to work at it. If the pillars have changed, let's see how we can amend it so that we will have about 60% of what used to exist. If we are able to do that, we can go back in love. The second pillar by which we can fall back in love is our love language. If we, as partners, begin to pay attention to the love language of our partner, we can easily get them to fall back in love with us. If, let's say, your wife's love language is quality time and you have been away all this while, then you have to either quit your job outside Ghana and come and stay home and find a job in Ghana to do, so that you'll be more closer to her, spend more time with her, go back to your dating phase when you used to pick her, when you used to take her to lunch, when you used to spend more time together, and she'll love you back again. So if you are able to pay attention to the one who are falling out of love language, you can win him or her back to the relationship. If it has to do with other spirituality, then seeing a deliverance team, an audacious father you have, will help you pray back the element. Bear in mind, when the Holy Spirit is present in the marriage, he can make everything form and work perfectly back if we rely solely upon him. Therefore, I entreat you that when you fall out of love, it's not over the world. It's not something that is beyond the imagination. It's not something that is never heard of. No, it is just normal. It is just that you were not paying attention. It is just that one or two things have changed. It is just that your love language is being neglected. And therefore, when we put more effort into that, when we put attention into that, and when we work at it, we can rekindle the love. Thank you for watching. Thank you for spending this time with me. Subscribe to the channel if today is your first time. Family, let's get talking. Share your experiences with us. Let us know your opinion on the matter. Tell us how yours worked and how you faced it, and also tell us your stories. Thank you for watching. God willing, we'll meet same time next week. I am out of here.